Jai good day, good evening everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of our organization to योग वाशिष्ठ इवनिंग सेशन. नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट अपनिंग संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के सायंकाल के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ. टुडे वी आर ऑन 132. आज हम लोग 132 से सत्र में यहाँ पे पहुंच चुके हैं. We'll continue our session by chanting Om 3 times. और today's topic is that अक्सर अपनी जिंदगी में एक ड्यूअलिटी जो आता है, एक द्वंद्व सा आ जाता है. Most of the time in our life that duality comes into picture, that dvait comes into picture, that conflict comes into picture. What is good, what is bad, should I do this, should I do that, no? So there is always that choice that we have to make, and that is where we get confused, and then we are not able to pick up the choice, or sometimes we make a wrong choice. So how one can overcome such a dvandva, such a duality, no, such a situation where we have to choose one. So that is what the knowledge today's topic is. We'll see what unfolds over there. So once again, I welcome all our Zoom participants, all our YouTube viewers, and all our Facebook viewers to today's session. Let's all sit comfortably. आराम से बैठ जाए and close your eyes. रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधी कर ले, गर्दन सीधी, shoulders relaxed, spine erect, neck straight, shoulders relaxed. And let us bring back our attention to our breath. Let there be gentle smile on your face. Take a normal breath in and let go. Take a deep breath in and let go completely. Let us chant Omkar 3 times. Breathe in for the Omkar chanting. Let us invoke the divinity within. गुरु का आवाहन कर ले. आवाहनम आवाहनम आवाहनम. पुनः पुनः सच्चिदानंद रूपोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहम्. Let's express our gratitude towards the master. गुरु वंदना कर ले. गुरुर् ब्रह्मा गुरुर् विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर् साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Tasmai Shri Shri Gurave Namaha. Let us pray to the Master. Whatever the words that come out of this mouth, whatever the actions that are happening, whatever the thoughts hover onto this mind, and the power of discrimination arise in our intellect. The impressions that might be getting created in your memory, if you're allowing them to happen, and if still there is an iota of that I, me, let all the known and unknown levels of our existence be inspired by the Master alone. Pray like this. If you have already experienced that there is nothing that can bind you, then let this remaining life of Jivan Mukta be inspired by the Master alone. That Shakti, that Guru Shakti is omnipresent, omnipotent. Feel the presence of the Master within and outside. And slowly and gradually, with a gentle smile on your face, you may open your eyes. धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो. Jai Gadev, let's continue with our session. Today we'll look at how to go ahead and resolve the conflicting situation. How to go ahead and resolve the duality in this life. Because in this samsara, in this jagat, in this universe, every moment you go and face the world, you find there is a duality. There is a duality, there is a dvandva, there is a conflict in the opinion, there is a conflict in the opposites. Everywhere you have to choose something, either this, either that. But is there a possibility that you do not choose anything out of it and just continue to perform all your actions without getting into any conflict, either inside nor outside? That is there any upaya? Is there any solution? Is there any such vision? Is there any such drishti which will stop looking at the duality? That drishti will stop looking at the conflict and will be able to continue to perform all your activities in a day-to-day routine mundane life. No, that will be such a blessing, right? Many of us are looking for such solutions in our life. Let's look at what Vaashishtha Muni offers a solution to this. Here, Vaashishtha Muni said that what is the importance of walking on the path of spiritual path, the path which is shown by the Master, the path which is told in our scriptures, the path which is there discussed in the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Vaashishtha, Patanjali, Narad Bhakti Sutra, Ashtavakra Gita, and the Gurudev's knowledge, the practices, sadhana, seva, satsang. What is the importance of all these things? Like such a acharana, like such a thing that you imbibe in your life, how does that can help us? See, here the Rama says to Vaashishtha Muni, he says that, hey Bhagavan, till this point of time, how the Atmaganis are, how the self-realized are, all such Mahapurush, when they're that completely established sthirata, that completely established, just like a mountain, they are very stable in their life. No, that people who continue to help all the other people in life, they are like that. How is their mati? How is their situation? That after listening to this is what we said in yesterday's session. So that is how the chapter starts. That this is after listening to all this pure knowledge from Vaashishtha's Mukha, Vaashishtha's Vani, Vaashishtha's speech. The Rama start addressing to Vaashishtha Muni. He says, Bhagwan, that you have addressed it so beautifully. But now when I go and I start I spend my life in this outside world, that point of time I come across this Bheda Buddhi. That I try to see, automatically it appears that there is something, there is a conflict, there is an opposite that is there in this nature. So how do I develop that vision? What is it that different upayas, what are those different solutions, yuktis, techniques which I can use so that this Dvaita Buddhi, this duality, this conflict that will completely diminish from me. And such a yukti, such it is could be at the level of your bodily level, or at the level of your mananadi, at the level of your mind, something using your intellect, no, like that. What are this? Kindly tell me, explain that thing to me in detail, and give a descriptive thing, so that that thing, unless until I get that, this atma bhava, that will not become Drida Nishchaya. No, that will not become the Druda Bhumika. So kindly explain that to me. So Rama is very, very curious. Rama is very intelligent. The moment he like discover that there is somebody, Atma Gyani, there is somebody, Brahma Gyani is there sitting in front of us, it doesn't miss a chance to extract that Amrit, to extract that nectar, to extract that knowledge from the Vaashishtha Muni. Here Vaashishtha Muni says that Rama, this the way this hidden thing, that bija is there, and out of that bija, that entire vriksha, that entire tree sprouts, and all the leaves, all the branches, all the flowers, and it puts that arise out of this small bija. So like if you see, look at this entire universe and its creation, this analogy doesn't fit over there. It is not something there is Supta Avastha, that bija is there, and through that bija, this entire universe is created. He said that this, even if you look at it from the perspective of Bahirmukh, that drishti, which is an outward drishti, which experiences this world through your five senses. That Bahir drishti, if you look at it from that perspective, also this Bhasaman, this is just an elusive, unreal world, just like a dream is what you continue to perceive this. Like that, the one which gets an swanubhav, that inner experience of your own being, that Atma Tattva, that Chaitanya, that is what is remains. Other than that, nothing else remains. So he kind of says that if you really want to understand, you need to look at the Utpatti Prakaran. You need to see that how this entire universe is actually created in the first place. So I see that there is something that which you don't know. No, that anything that we say, okay, this is Shiva, this is Brahma, this is Chaitanya, etc., etc. Many names we call it as, but what exactly that is something which is not known to us. This just for the sake of our understanding, we'll address it with something, just for the sake of our understanding. So we say that this is something which is we don't know. That is in that at one point of time there is just that Spuran happens. What is that Spuran? That I am separate than that Mula Tattva. He happens to forget that Mula Tattva, that principle, whatever is there. And then he says that I am somebody. He assumes some different thing, and that feeling of expression that I want to express myself comes into picture, and it's called that Spuran. That Spuran is called as, that expression is called the Chaitya. So that Chaitya comes into picture. Now to express, you require something, so the Chitta gets formed. So the Chitta again takes the four different rupas, that as it continues to do the Manana, Vichara, Sankalpa, it is called as Mana, mind. The same thing which puts the logic into place, Tarka, logic, it's called as Buddhi, intellect. The same thing is called feeling of separateness, it's called Ankara. The same thing which stores something, remembers as Sanskara, it's called as Smriti. So the same Chitta put itself into the four different forms. Now the same Chitta assumes this, this when Chitta comes in, this is what is called as Chidakash. Means is the space, that Hiranyagarbha, that Chidakash which is there. That Chidakash is there, this is what is created. So in that Chitta only now it wants to express itself. So it kind of start dreaming. In the Chitta only, it's all happening in the Chitta of that thing which we don't know, that Chitta, that Chidakash. In that, the different things, that whatever we say as a matter, that start express. How does that comes into picture? It comes via the five Panchatanmatras. What is Panchatanmatra? This rasa, roop, gandha, sense of sight, sense of taste, all this Panchatanmatra that comes into picture, and the Panchamahabhuta, the five element that comes into picture. So using those Panchatanmatras and the Panchamahabhutas, five elements and the five senses put together, it starts expressing itself as the Prakriti. This is what is the nature, that outward Jagat, that that appears to you, that is expressed in this form. Now in that also occurs that supreme consciousness, that one consciousness. There comes this individual consciousness into picture, putting to your exactly following the same prakriya which happened for this universe. The same prakriya happens with the jiva also, that individual consciousness. It feels that you are separate from that supreme consciousness, and then it forms into its own chitta. That chitta forms into all the other four layers of existence, and then using the prana and using this subtle body, using the pancha mahabhuta and using the five senses, pancha tanmatra, this body expresses here. Now in that chidakash, this individual chittakash that comes into picture. So like this, the jiva thinks that it has its own brahman, and like this there are multiple such brahmans, multiple such universes, parallel universes that can exist. So if we look at this creation of this is not coming like there is some beej is there, no, that seed is there, and that from the seed that this entire creation, it is something that it is there. No, what is there we don't know. What is the form of that we don't know. The magnitude of that, it can cover everything, and it is bigger than the biggest, because everything is encapsulated in that, and it is the smaller than the smallest. What is the sukshma thing is, we say, okay, there is an atom that we as a human being, to look at from perspective of scientific perspective, we say atom is that anu is the one particle. That's the reason we have a concept of mass. That stulata is what we say, that mass is there, or matter for that matter. No? Matter is there because of that anu, that particle. What is the link? So as the science progressed, we got into that. What is it that we see? We saw the nucleus, we saw the electrons and protons revolving around it. So that is what we say as an atom. But he says that this Chaitanya, this thing, something which we don't know. We call it Brahma, we call it Shiva, we call it awareness, Chaitanya, etc., etc., etc. What that is even smaller than this. That is in front of that Akash. Do you see Akash here? What is space? Do you see that? It is the smallest thing, is that something not visible to you. It is that nothingness. So it is even subtle than that. No, that in front of that Chaitanya, in front of that Atman, Brahman, Shiva, even the space will also appear like a stool. No, it appears like an inertia. It is even subtle than that. Subtler than subtlest. That is what is that Chaitanya. That Chaitanya. And that Chaitanya is there. It's all omnipresent, omnipotent. It's all everywhere. So it is already present. It's not it is created. And the way, if you really want to address it, something which you do not know, how do you address it? When we address it, something which is not measurable. When we say it's adi, something which is there, existence. It's not that it was there, it is not there, and it will be there tomorrow. No, something which is adi, anadi, which has been there always. Ananta, something which does not have boundaries. It is beyond the concept of disha, the boundaries. It is beyond the concept of kala. It is a kalatit. It is beyond the concept of time. It's not past, present, future. It is just be. It's just there. No, adi, anadi, ananta, ajanma. What is it? That thing which is there. How is it? It says it's not taken any birth here. No, we see there are 4 types of birth. No, from the mammals. No, like that there are 4 types of birth. Like that, it is not something which has taken any birth anywhere. It is there. It is ajanma, ajar, amar. It is immortal in nature. It's not that there is a death happens. No, like this, infinite, something which is infinite in nature. We address that Chaitanya with. We say Chaitanya, awareness. Is there any dimension for Chaitanya? Is there any limitation for Chaitanya or awareness? It is infinite in nature. Using only these things you can address. So even if you look at it from the perspective of Shastra, the scriptures also, how is that Shrutis and Smritis and Purana? How does that address? No? Gurudeva given is this thing, no? That is neti, neti, neti. It's an experiment that you do. That what you ask yourself who you are, and ask neti, not this, not this, not this. Till you go answerless, continue with this practice. No? If somebody wants to answer you who you are, they don't listen to them. They don't know. Because the one who knows, he knows this is beyond knowing. It is beyond the capacity of your 5 senses to know it. So something which is beyond knowing, something that is just at the level of experience, that is just there. It's beyond that, sounds on partial experiences also that we get. Something which you just at one point of time, so you're going to answerless. When you do meditate, when you do Sudarshan Kriya, when you listen to Master, at that point of time, you just feel just that calmness, that shanti. But these are all the other different words also we address that thing. We say it's shanti, it's peaceful, it is shunya. or it is Purna. No? Om Purnamidam Purnam. That shloka is also there. No? It's Purna, it's complete in itself. Or it is Shunya, it's zero. Both at a time. Not there is a transaction that happens from this to this. No, at a time it is Shunya also, and it is zero also, and it is Purna also, complete also. It is that. So if we look at that thing which is omnipresent, omnipotent everywhere, so it is there in you also. And that is what is you are that. So in Sudarshan Kriya, Gurudev says, no, you are not this body, you are not this emotion, you are not this chitta, you are not this memory, etc., etc. And what you are that love, you are peace, you are joy. So what is the swarupa of that? It is that infinite ananda. It is that infinite shanti. It is that infinite love, which we usually go and try to find it outside in the world, but where it is there in this. So whole purpose of this, going through this, all the things, sadhana, seva, satsang, is proceeding towards that Atma-jnana, is proceeding toward that self-realization, is proceeding toward that this outer world is an unreal world. What you are is that. So this Chaitanya is even beyond this duality. What is the duality? There is a papa, there is a punya, there is a good, there is a bad, there is opposites, all the opposites that you can consider in taking into picture. So this Chaitanya is somewhere in between. No, Aksar Kashigaya कहते, the knowledge is in between the words. No, in between the words, that silence is there. In between two breaths, that thing which you stop. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Chitta ki vritti ko nirod kar diya, so you are in the Shiva avastha. You are in the Brahma avastha. How do we do that? Holding on to the breath. We do that in 3-stage pranayama. Holding on to the breath, you put that chitta vritti. So when, and chitta vritti is associated with your prana. So when you put the nirodha to your prana, to your shwasa prachwasa, automatically your chitta vritti will also get a nirodha. And that chitta vritti nirodha, that is what is yoga. That is what you will experience yourself one with that non-dual, that advaita. You will be able to experience that advaita feeling of that pure love, that joy and all this. So he says that while doing so, while making yourself realize such go to this state of mind, you need to follow the Shastra. You need to follow the teachings of the master in your life. You need to continuously do this. No? How does one efforts required for this? So here Shishtamuni say you have to put that effort. You have to put all the effort to bring the river Ganges from the Swargaloka to Prithvi Loka. What are the efforts that are required? No? So you need to put that kind of effort, and while putting such efforts, continue to walk on the path of shown, which is Shastras, and continue to walk on the path which is shown by your master to you. So like this, I consider that like such a people, even they go outside the things that whatever they see, and something which is they consider as something which is nishiddha for them, something which you are not supposed to do. Like this Jivan Mukta, they will be free from all such things. That the one, they will, this both, the knowledgeable one, the wise one, and the ignorant one, both of them will do the manasokta vyavahara. They will do it. But the one who is wise, he is completely detached from it. And he also follows the discipline, which is put up by the manasokta vyavahara. It doesn't mean for them doing whatever they want to do. They don't do that. They will also follow some discipline. Although nothing bounds them, yet they will have an bondage. That to be free, we need to put some discipline in picture. So they will have that discipline, and then they will continue to perform their actions. And the one who is ignorant, they do not feel any bondage. So they keep on doing any hair. No, there is no control. There is no self-control. There is no that Daksham, Badam, Tiriksha, all these Shakta Sampattis are there. They are not found in ignorance. So they appear to do whatever they want to do in life. And then ultimately what it results into? It results into the Dukkha, Dormanasya. No? That's sadness in life. So like that, if you see it from the perspective of their Vyavara in this Jagat, in this universe, that all these things are going on depending upon the Drishti. So there is something which is very important. What this Dvaita Buddhi is there, if you really want to put a full stop to it, what is it that will help you? So he says that is the drishti, that is the vision. It's just the matter of shifting your drishti, changing your vision, and you will be able to achieve that. How is that? So he says that Jatha Drishti Tatha Srishti. So it's something, and if you really look it from the perspective of little bit of medical science perspective, something, how does we memorize things? How does we recognize things? One point of time, somewhere, some point of time, someone has shown us something. okay, this is apple, this is something. And then when next time that same thing comes into us, your brain analyze that thing using all your receptors. It adopts that information and say, okay, this is an apple. You respond in words, this is an apple. So like that is Vaashishtha Muni is telling to Rama, something which you have not perceived through these five senses, you will never be able to even recognize that. No, if you see that there is a movie called What a Belief Do We Know, and there is this Adivasi tribal person is there, and he is there, and this Amanda happens to go on that particular island, and then there is this one ship which is there, and that person is not able to see that ship which is there. See, the one which you have never seen, even it was there on the horizon for such a long time. So that red Indians and Anglo Indians which are there, they were traveling in that through ship. But the one who were their island, they used to see that ship, but that ship never appeared to them. But again and again, when they start looking at it, and then that thing, something that impressions got created in their smriti, in their mind. So they start given that image as something, name some name to it. Oh, look at that, that is there. And then after that, each time that ship appeared on the horizon, they could recognize it. So this is how your mind works. This is how your brain works. This is how the physical and physiological structure that is. See, Vaashishtha Muni was telling this phenomenon that point in time to Rama. Such an intelligence, no? What this intelligence is all about. So such a thing. So he says that something which is not there, something which your five senses have not experienced, your chitta, your mind also will not recognize it. No? This is what you're searching for something. Your chitta is focused on something else. Even if there is a diamond, your vision will not look at it. It is not only applicable to these physical things, it is applicable to all the other things also in your life. See, you see what you want to see, not what is there. No? That is the drishti dosha. हम लोग वो नहीं देखते कि जो अपने को, हम लोग वही देखते जो अपने को देखना होता है in that situation. So we have seen that example of door. Somebody is just smashed that door because of the situation inside door, but outside person perceive it differently. So we see what we want to see in that situation, not what the reality is. No. So this is, take a pause, take it, try to know the intent, but go beyond that, go beyond the action, go beyond the words. Go beyond the situation. See what is the reality, why this has happened. So if you try to go to the root cause of that, sometimes you may have a root cause, sometimes you may not know the root cause, but have a faith, something else is there. That person else will not behave like this to me, like that. So if you go beyond, it will put your mind at peace. No? So that is here Vaashishtha is also telling that while doing all this vyavahara, the one who is wise, they are established into the knowledge, they are established into the trupti, contentment. No? All the shama, dhamma, vitiksha, uparati, shabda, samadhan, all the sattva gunas are found in ignorant one, lacks them. So like this, they continue to do the listening to all the shastras, they continue to listen to the Guru Upadesha, and using all the techniques, sadhana, seva, satsang, they continue to establish themselves into knowledge and become stable, like that. So how does the other things happen? So like this, there in this world, there is some matter that appears, there is some inertia, that jadatva that appears over there. So like that, how does these people, Gani, perceives that through their indriyas, through their five senses, through their different levels of their existence, their intellect, man, etc., etc. Like that, they see this drishti, this drishya drishti, as something which is unreal. Now, obviously, this is very rational thinking. This, if we go to the Yoga Vaashishtha, you will come across it, that this one Gurudev happens to keep saying this. No, this entire world is an unreal world. It's just like a swapna, it's just like a game that is going on. What is that unreal world? It is that once you establish this thing, it will help you to go inner, because these five senses and outgoing vishayas, the outgoing tendencies of your mind and your senses, because of that, one does not come inside, one does not get into that antarmukhi, that inner state, and not able to experience their own self, not be able to their own self. So what is the upaya? He says that drop all this outside. No? So even when Gurudev was there in Trivination, we say drop all why, when, what, all this, drop it. That will help you to be with yourself, to go deeper into your meditation. So these are all techniques, these are all upayas, that this entire world outside is an unreal world. So when you see that as an unreal world, then will that world bother to you? But this comes not at just by saying this. It's a practice. No, you need to put that Bhagirata Prayatna. You need to practice this again and again, again and again. So practices not at the level of physical practice. It's not just yoga, pranayama, meditation, not just that. One need to get into the knowledge also. Because the samadhi of yoga, pranayama, meditation will be there in some actions. But the samadhi of knowledge, the meditation of your knowledge can remain 24 hours and it will be there with you. No? Once you are established into wisdom, once you are established into knowledge, you are there. But the one that Chaitanya is beyond Agyan and Gyan also. Sometimes Gyan can pull that, it can create that ahankara, that dambha, no? That I know everything. Look at me, I have done so much. That so somewhere in between, that Chaitanya which is devoid of this, it is neither into Agyana, ignorance, neither into Jnana. It is neither real, not unreal. Not into Papa, good deeds, not into Punya. Because all this Papa, Punya, all these concepts also put you in the vicious life cycle of birth and death. What happens? You do something, you perform some action, and then you have an association of you are the karta. That ego sense comes into picture, or you are the sufferer, I am the bhokta, I am the sufferer. That comes into picture, and then the impressions gets formed into your chitta. Now these are the called sanskaras. No? These are called the impressions, and those are the impressions which then you pay for that karma, laws of karma continue, and then you pay for that. Now you do the good deeds, you will go and take the next birth or the next life in the form of God, Yaksha, Gandharva, will become Indra or Brahmadev also. So you will experience, you have to come to experience that thing of good deeds, punya. Papa also then obviously you'll continue to experience that Narka Yatra, that thing again you will take up of that. So if you really want to be free, you need to be free from forming the new karmas. Now अकर्मी तो बन नहीं सकते, अकर्मी कैसे बन सकते हैं? तो बोलते एक्शंस तुम करते रहो, क्रिया करते रहो, बट उसके अपने चित्त के ऊपर do not form any impression of that into your chitta. That is what is the Jivan Mukta Sthiti. That is what is makes you free here, and that is what is exactly that one has to do to be free from this Dvaita, to be free from this conflict also. So once you are established into that freedom, once you are established into your Atma Tattva inside you, then automatically the external world, that duality, that conflict will automatically. So what is the conflict will remain? You see, it's not this, not this. Any opposite, you say that that I am is beyond this. It's neither in this nor in this. So you are away from the conflict. You are not there, established in the duality, and all the problems of the world are because of the duality. No? If you see that same Chaitanya, that omnipresence of that Chaitanya everywhere, what is the fight will remain? What will that you got worried or you got angry about some opinion or about some action or situation in nothing. It will all just disappear. All such conflict, all such duality will disappear the moment you are able to establish yourself. So Vaashishtha is saying all this. This drishya drishti, that thing automatically, slowly and gradually, it will become slowly. It will slowly and gradually it will diminish. How does that will happen? Here Vaashishtha Muni says, it is this all this maya, this delusion, this illusion, this brahma, bhranti, hallucination, which is there in entire this universe, entire into this jagat, that is because of avidya, that is because of ignorance. And then once one has to get rid of that using the vidya, using the knowledge, using the shastra, using the guru upadesha, one has to really get out of the ignorance that is being formed, no? That vasana kosha, no? That cravings, that outgoing tendencies of your mind, that one has to really drop that, get into the vairagya, get into this passion, and to get into such a state, one has to really do that bhagirata prayatna, that effort, that purushartha, dharma, artha, kam, and moksha, shama, vichara, your sadhu sangati and santosha, moksha chada, for four gatekeepers, and purushartha, dharma, artha, kam, moksha, putting together all these things, you have to continue to practice like a bhagirata. No, then all these things slowly and gradually will start establishing. He says Rama, this drishya bhranti, this is what is real avidya. No, it is just like that mirage which is there in the desert. It is just like that nadi, which is just like that river which continue to flow. So when it starts It continued to flow. Each and every point of time, that river is new. Actually, it is flowing. But for us, it happens all, it's connected to each other. So like that, only this Drishya Jagat, that it has expressed itself right from the start of its expression, it's continuing. And like that, this expression continues to happen again and again, just like a wave that arises in an ocean and it falls, that expression comes and that pralaya happens and everything is diminished. And how does it diminish? He said that at one point of time, that when at the matter of that pralaya, when that happens, nothing remains. No, nothing. The matter does not remain. The people does not remain. The, anything that you see, earth, our space, or everything, all things, the boundaries, Disha, Kal, Samay, no, all these things does not remain. It goes beyond that. It is that Akash Tattva, 5 elements, that also does not remain. It goes beyond that. Something which is beyond all these things, that Avishishta, that Chaitanya, what we call as Chaitanya, it is that only what remains. And in that, without any cause and effect, no, there is a cause and effect is also there. Karya Karan Bhav bhi wahan pe. Without any cause and effect, this Srishti appears and it disappears, appears and disappears. The difference in the time, that what we experience as multiple yugas, so many thousands and lakhs of years passes by. For that yuga, for there, it is just a momentary, just like a wave comes and goes, wave comes and goes. How is this possible? Is this I am talking some nonsense? Is it there is some proof to it? Even the science accepts this. No, there is a concept of gravity. If you are near the black hole, and if your planets which is near the black hole, there is a time difference between the time which we express here in the form of human years and the time which is spent at the planet which is there. So if 1 hour is spent over there, probably there are 7 years already gone here. And that is exactly when there was AGA that was conducted. Ask Gurudev anything. And there was this question of time that can picture. So our Rishimunis, our ancient, they knew the time. They had the measurement. So right from the rain at Parmanu, till the point of that Truti is the very small one, that Renu Parmanu Truti, till the level of your Brahma Deva, the day of Brahma, that in which there are day and night putting together and putting together entire of your Brahma is 310 trillion years of your human. No, such a deep insights about that. No, so like that, and then putting together entire life of Brahma is 1 day for Vishnu. Putting together entire life of Vishnu, it's 1 day for Shiva. Mane, there is no limitless. There is such an in-depth of knowledge these ancient rishis had. Feel proud about it. No, that knowledge is there, which we are able to get it to us because of the grace of the master. No, so that is what is going on. This is so going on. This is so ancient. It is so beautiful. No? This is really, really worth listening to. So like that, say when you got into this knowledge, once you are established into your Atma Bhava, then that point of time, whatever this, to explain that to the one who is the Shishya. Because see, something which is beyond thing, beyond your words, how do you explain that? But the irony is that to express that Vidya, that we have to take the support of the avidya only, because all these words, all this shabd, this thing is also avidya only, because something which is beyond that, how can you express? How can you express that in the form of words? So instead that knowledge is in between 2 words, but yet to explain the silence, you have to use the words. शब्दों का ही सहारा लेना पड़ता है मौन को समझाने के लिए. To go into the mauन, it is the silence. When Gurudev conducts the meditation, it is he wants us to be silenced. But then again, the guided meditation, it is the words that are taking you, walking you through that. No? So that is how it is. So when we say that, dear Rama, when I have to tell you about that supreme consciousness, that Chaitanya, I have to really take, for some time, assume this unreal world as momentarily some real, and then I can talk about it. Then it will make sense to your buddhi. Otherwise, if I say, okay, there is nothing, and there is nothingness, and I talk a number of things about it, you will say, and this is exactly the problem we as a human also face. Why this Murtaka? Why so many idols here and there? Why so many religions to express? He says to express you need Sakara. No? But the one which is Chaitanya, which Atma, Paramatma, Shiva, Brahma, it is Nirakar. We say the Nirakar. There is no formless. It's a formless. So how do we express my love, gratitude to because I'm used to express something which is towards something which is sakara, something which is in the form. So let me tell you this, as explain this to you, assuming that this entire world, outside world, is a real one. That is how he says. That is where the that upadesha, that guidance that I'm going to tell you will become available. It will really materialize and you will be able to understand it. Because अगर समझे ही नहीं तो फिर करेंगे क्या? So this समझने के लिए, to understand it logically through your buddhi, let me put it in these words, so that your drishya bhanti, that thing will diminish. So like I said that this Jagat and this Brahma, there are different drishti, there are different visions. If you look at it from the perspective of this Deha, this body, and if you look at it from the perspective of this Vijnana, this sense also, then that point of this Buddhi Tattva, this Mahat, that Tattva is really appears to like us as Swapna, as this Jeha goes into the Jagruta Avastha. There are about these multiple avasthas that your mind go through. Something is called as Jagruta Avastha, something is called Swapna Avastha, Sushupti Avastha, and beyond all these things is Turiya. And beyond Turiyatit is that Chaitanya, that Brahma. No? So there are 7 such bhumikas of knowledge that you can see that they are all covered in the previous sessions. So like that, if you see it from that perspective, there's something which is even from the we have proved. No, we are now, if you see the latest research, no, that is called as string theory. So what is this string theory says? That if you go inside the atom, you will find nucleus, electron and proton. You go inside the nucleus also. What is it that you'll find? You'll find that there is just a string. The string's energy is there. Nothing else. No. So there is no matter. There is no matter. So if there is no matter, there is no mass. So all this is just a field of energy. And Gurudev kept on saying this, that you are just a field of energy. You are fluid. There is nothing solid here. No? So even the science is discovering that in the form of string, something which was known to all rishis, ancient rishis, for many thousands of years back. So he says that if you see it from the perspective of Vijnana, if you see it from the perspective of science also, it is already seen that if you really want to go into that ati sukshma, that thing which is at the level of your intellect, mind, it is very subtle. Even with your open eyes, you cannot see that. No, if somebody wants to say, okay, come on, show me, where is your mind, where is your ego, it's very subtle. It's not something which can be shown. So something which is even beyond that. Some people here sometimes give an argument of that nisargavara, that there is this betel leaf is there. He said that okay, you put together the betel leaf, you put little bit of calcium in that, you put little bit of other ingredients in that, and automatically these things put together, it will form the red color. So this nisarga, that example of science that they give, but something which is beyond all this thing, something which is beyond this analogy, something which is beyond this tark. How does one can this? So this nisarga, that thing, this nature is not applicable to the Chaitanya. So in the Chaitanya, it is something beyond all these things. Like this, if you see the mood, that root of these things, that if you really want to go and search, try to go and find out the root of this. No? So people have proposed this Big Bang theory and all that. Like that. Multiple such theories are there. If you go and find out, Vaashishtha Muni say, you will not get anything. It is something which is beyond. Because your ability to know something is itself is very limited. No, you don't even know how to create your own blood. The one which keeps you alive, that blood which knows, we don't know how to create that. We are yet to know your entire body itself. Forget about knowing this universe, and then forget about the one who is the root of this. No, that bull, that start of that. If you want to find out that, forget about it. That you will not get it. He says that it is that Swarupa, it is that feel, it is that energy, something which is beyond your words. It's not possible. You cannot put it in words. That's the reason it has been said as anirvachaniya. Something which is beyond your body, something which is beyond your vachana, something which is beyond your words, something which is anirvachaniya. It is like that. So like that, if you apply that principle of that from the bija, that seed, that vriksha is created, even that is also not applicable because it is beyond that. So that nishkarsha, that thing, that logic also will not work here, something which is beyond that. So like if you see it from the perspective of other people who do this. So if you see that this Jagat, that is not different than the Brahma. It is not other than the Brahma. It's a Brahma Swarup. It's all Shiva. It is the same Chaitanya, which is omnipresent, omnipotent, everywhere. It is not bhinna. Like that, if you say and then get into this, drop this duality and that bhed and abhedya, if you see it from that perspective, then the moment this is destroyed, then the Brahma also will destroy it. But he said it is beyond that. So it is beyond that bhed, that duality and non-duality. That is that concept that we are putting. So it's beyond that. So something which is destroyed everything, yet it remains. No? Something which is purna in nature. No? You put anything out of it, take anything out of it, it will remain complete. You put something into it, it will remain complete. So that is what that shloka says. No, Om Purna Mudam Purna Mudachite. That is there. So that is because of this concept itself. So if you look at it from the perspective of even the Vedanta, no? The 4 Vedas are there, and then there is Vedanta, Upanishads are there, and Shrutis, Smritis, Puranas, all these scriptures are there. If you look at it from that perspective here, Matra Rama says that this Drishya and this Brahma, the Ekrupta of that Abhed Kalpana, if you see it from that perspective, then that one particular vision, if you accept that which is there in the Shastras, and then how does one can put that into your practice, into your own experience, is something. Let me explain that to you. So he says that this entire universe, that kalpanic, that imaginated thing, that drishya really has to become nivritti, means it has to really diminish. No? This unreal world really needs to diminish, and one has to really establish itself into that Brahma Adhisthana Buddhi. It has to establish itself into itself. No? It has to come back to itself like that. So why this other thing, that unreal world, why we are not able to get into that, why it doesn't become nivritta like that? If you see, so he gives a very beautiful example here of, there is this rope that is traveling. So that rope is there, and you are looking at that rope, that thing, as a snake. Something happens, that drishti dosha, something it appears, because of the air, it will just get into the movement, because rope will not have a movement, right, on its own. So there is a movement that happens, and there is little bit of, even the light is not there, you think that rope as a sarpa. So now there is a sarpa that exists, according to you it is there. But the moment you come into the knowledge, because somebody puts the torchlight on there, and then you realize that this is just a rope. Now, where does the existence of serp? Is it there? Do you need to put an effort to destroy that serp, that snake there? No, no efforts are required, because it was just an, again, it was just an swapna, it was just an bhranti, brahm, hallucination. There is no effort required to now diminish that, remove that. Like this, the moment you understand the nature of this world, so all this entire world, which is just happening where? Just happening in the chitta of the Chidakash. And then even you see this physical body. If I say something to you, your physical body is unreal, they'll say, Pagal ho gaya hai. No, Pagal nahi hua. It is just happening in the chitta. If you see that the death of your physical body is going to go to give you freedom, my dear, you are mistaken it. You are still alive at the Sukshma Deha, that is at the level of your chitta, and that chitta will take another body. It will take the form of the body. This vicious life cycle of death and thing will continue. Do not consider suicide as an option to be free from the dukkha. No, this human body you have taken, it is very precious. Put an effort, do action, so that you can become mukta right now. Thinking that after that you will become free, not going to help you. Chitta will still remain there. It has all the impressions, all the karmas are stored over there. That prarabdha karma, that sanchit karma will come into picture, and it will take that vasanas, that unfulfilled desires will still be there. That impressions will be there, which will make you to go to different yonis, different species also, and probably come back to the human life also, depending upon what type of karma you have done. So don't think that your death of your body will make you free from this. So like this, but when you start seeing at this, when you understand this at that level of chitta akash, ida akash, and that point of time, you will see and realize that this world is just an unreal world. No, and that point of the moment that knowledge comes, that there is this just a rope, that snake is not there. Do you require any effort to remove this maya? Do you require any effort, any additional effort to remove this, understand this world as unreal? This is no efforts are required, because the existence of that snake was just illusionary. It was just in your imagination. It was there like that. Holy Rama, this entire world is just an illusion. It's just an unreal world. Such a change in your drishti, such a change in your vision, will make you free from all the duality, will make you free from all the dvait, will make you free from all the conflicts. What the concept will remain? That one imaginary thing is fighting with another fighting, and such a swapna, such a dream you are seeing, and the moment somebody wakes you up, you come out of that dream. What do you put an effort to resolve the conflict which is going on the dream? You just wake up to the reality and you see that, oh, that was just a dream. There is no effort required to resolve that conflict. That conflict will automatically cease to exist the moment this drishti, this vision is born. Such a beautiful knowledge. कितना बढ़िया, रहता ही नहीं, बोले कोई कॉन्फ्लिक्ट नहीं रहता, कोई डियालिटी नहीं रहते, कोई द्वंद्व ही नहीं रहता, फिर उसके बाद में कुछ भी करो क्या फर्क पड़ता है? It's fine, but then that doesn't mean स्वैराचार ना, जाओ किसी को भी कुछ भी कर दो, किसी को भी छू लो, किसी को भी, वो नहीं. It is that ability to express yourself. You are become so filled that amanusha shakti, that thing will dawn in you. That prem, that shanti, that ananda will dawn you. That you will not find yourself into small little thing. You will not find it into bondage, because you will experience that. नैनम चंदन चत्राणी नैनम दहती पावका. वो जो स्थिति है कि कोई मार नहीं सकता, कोई तुम्हें जला नहीं सकता, कुछ नहीं कर सकता. ऐसी स्थिति में जब आ जाओगे तो फिर कहाँ से छोटापन रहेगा, तो फिर वो विशाल दृष्टि आ जाएगी, वसुदैव कुटुंबकम आ जाएगा. The whole world is my family. This is exactly what we see in Gurudev. This is exactly what he does. No? So like this, you remove this. And then there are no efforts required the moment you get into this practice. Like this, he explains to Rama. So he says that such a drishya, that if you see it from the perspective of Utpatti, the creation of this universe, that Karya Karan Bhava, that cause and effect, is not there. That Bruj Vriksha, that Bhava is also not there. It is not present over there. Like this, he continues in multiple ways. So he says that just like that, you have that television going in front of you, and you just happens to put a remote control, and then the drishya change over there. In no matter of time, that drishya change over. Like that, from within you change your vision, that drishya will change for this. Something which is appears so real to you will become unreal, and all your conflicts will. So like that, such a sthiti, such a thing that is, if you see it, how that is, no, it is beyond all any definitions. Any saudhya that you put, either this side or that side, is beyond that. So it is called as anirvachaniya. So it is can be always who you are. It can only be addressed with neti, 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 not this, not this. You know, somebody, if you say something, somebody who really have experienced themselves, they say that I don't know myself. They will not keep on saying this is this. No. And Buddha says, if they are telling, don't listen to them. Run away. The one who knows, they will not tell you that they know. I am enlightened. I and that enlightenment can never go together. That enlightenment is beyond I. When I is there, how can enlightenment be there? So your I will not be there. That karta bhav, that individual consciousness will cease to exist. It will become jiva. When jiva understand that it is nothing but Shiva, then where the jiva exists, the Shiva only remains. No? So it's like that. So such a thing, such as avidya, such a thing that is there, using the vidya, you have to remove that. Do the bath, remove that, put the full stop to it. Like that, you do such. For that, you have to continue to walk on the Guru's path, Guru Upadesha, that Shastra, and then diminish this avidya, remove this ignorance from your life. So he says, after pralaya, we have seen that, no? Even after pralaya, this what remains. That thing is that avishishta chaitanya, that is that bodhatma, that awareness just remains. No? So at the time of pralaya, what happens? All akash disappears, space disappears, your jala tattva disappears, agni tattva disappears, all the tej disappears. Oh, everything, it keeps on diminishing, it disappears. In that state also, when everything has disappeared, still there is something that remains, is that Chaitanya, which is even the Mahakalpanti, when all this such a drishya, that drishya mandala, everything, all your concept that is there, till the point of Mahadeva, Brahmadeva, Vishnu Deva, Indra, so many gods, so many Yaksha, Gandharva, so many humans, so many Asuras, so many species, so many, this creation, this niyati, this nature has this, so many stars, so many things in this world. All these things will disappear, it will go. Even the concept of Kala, Samay, even the concept of Disha, boundaries, all these will also disappear. Even the Shabda, the Vani that we are using right now, even the Shabd and its Artha, both will not be there. Nothing will be there. Now, like that, that Shanta Bodhatma, which is beyond Dvaita Shunya, that Shuddha Chattva is what will remain. And that, how is that? Now, Vaashishtha Muni described that. That is something which is Adi. That is something which is Anta Shunya. There is no Anta. That is which is Saumya, is a simple. That is which is Shuddha, pure. That is which Avyaya, Anirvachaniya, cannot be put in words. Something which is Atindriya, something which is beyond the perception of your five senses. Atindriya. For Indriya, it is Ati. Something which is beyond your reach of your Indriya, five senses. Atindriya. Anama, there is no name to it. Anonymous. Sarva Bhutatmak, it is there everywhere. Shunya, zero. Sat, Chit, Asat. It's something which is beyond all these things. Whatever these words that I have used now, something which is beyond all this, something which cannot be put into all such words. So, though it are very close to it, no, that's something which is Ananta, Adi, Anati, Ananta, something which we explain, something which is infinite, something which is even beyond all these words, something we cannot give it any such name, something which is beyond all this thing. Avarnaniya Chidakash, no, like that space Rama. This is the real matter, that the Tattva Dhyani, the wise one, the Atma Dhyani, that is what the Anubhava, that is what the experience, the one wise one, the Jnani, that is what this Anubhava, that is what this thing. Now it's beyond all this one. So once this is realized, once this is established, where the duality will remain, where the conflict will remain, where the space will remain for different opinions, what I should do and what I should not. Come on, you do whatever you want to do. You are granny, you are making chapatis, do it. You are taking care of kids, do it. You are doing job, do it. You are doing business, do it. What is it there? You are sportsman, do whatever you are doing, play your role. What is that? You are sannyasi, okay, go and play the role of sannyasi. You are brahmachari, do it. You are staying in the ashram, doesn't matter. You are at the grihastha ashram, doesn't matter. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. You will be free from I should do this, I should not do that. You will be free from any such conflict. Till this point of time, follow the Shastra, follow the discipline. Let there be discipline. Let there be some control, that self-control. Exercise on them. Put the Bhagirath Pratna so that you are established in it. And after that, also you appear to follow the discipline, but inside you are completely free. You are free to do what you are, what you want in your life, what you want to do in your life. There will not be any restriction. That is what everyone wants. You want to be free. That is what it is. So like that, if you see it from the perspective, all the words, and if you go through all the scriptures, if you see it from the Shruti, Pramanas, proofs, etc., that thing, using that Adhar also, we cannot explain that. Something which is this, in this Swarupa, there is no Kal, there is no time, there is no Man, there is no mind, there is no Swabhava, there is no Buddhi, there is no Desh, there is no Disha, Adi, Anta, Madhya, Rahit. Beyond all these things, whatever you address, that thing, beyond all that, that is thing, beyond that, Bodh, even Bodh and Abodh, beyond that, beyond knowledge, Gyan and Gyan, beyond that, beyond real and real, beyond words, beyond any two extremes, somewhere in between, something, that thing, which is avarnaniya. There is no Vani, there is no word that can, which is only and only that Shant, that self, is capable of knowing itself. That is the reason when the person asks, that scientist, one of the scientists asked Gurudev, that does the coronavirus know itself? Gurudev says, yes, of course, because the self is only capable of knowing itself. So that virus will know who is. No, but not me. I cannot know who is. I don't know. No, but that virus will know who that is. No means it's just at the level of experience only, not knowing at the level of logic, not at the buddhi. So it is that you go to all this Shruti, Pranit, etc., all this Anubhava, that experience of that thing. Other than that, everything else is Nisheda. It's just mere words that we are putting together to make your buddhi shant, because that why will come, and to put upashama of that, put that, stop that upashama, that thing, that translate into that wow. No, your W1W of why, will turn into wow. It is like this. So all these efforts are for that thing only. After that, all this sata, that that thing will be established into yourself like a mountain. Will establish like a mountain. That Meru Parvat, that nothing will shake you. Nothing can take your smile away. You will be established in yourself like such a mountain. Like that, if you see it, this drishti, this sankalpa, till the Mahapralaya, till the end of this, right? Like that, all the swabhavas, all the padarthas, all the matter, that and its swabhava, that niyama, this niyati keeps on doing it. You just look at it just like that. It has its own gunadharma. The fire is there. It has a gunadharma of burning. It will continue to burn. The water is there. All these things, all the people are there. They have some gunadharma. That rajas and tamasa. So all this keeps coming. That vata, kapha, pitta keeps coming. So people behave in a very funny manner. Let it go. This is just anyway just a dream. Why to get caught up into that? You'll become free from your sorrow. No, free from your conflict. What is it that will trouble you then? What that conflict will trouble you? Free from such a drishti, such a thing that if you see it from the arambha, that start of the things, that thing, just like that river that flows and that taranga, that waves are there, even though it appears that okay, there is something, this all the point of time it's going on continuously thing. It is just there. Like that thing, if you look at that pravaha, that flow of the river, like that, all these things are just happening on its own. And sometimes it just makes sprouts, sometimes it just puts off. So like it sees from this thing perspective, it is that one jala tattva which is always present, either at the start or when it is flowing or when it is becomes an ocean. It is that one jala tattva which is always present. Like that, this chaitanya, like this atma self tattva atma is always present. So that is where we conclude our today's session. From tomorrow, we'll start with Pashanakhyam. So I'd like to hand over this session to you. Whatever expression you would like to express yourself, you are welcome to unmute yourself and you are expressing. If you have any question, you are welcome to ask that also. Whatever you would like to express yourself about today's session, what are your takeaways? What are you learning? You will be able to do that. It's your time now. जय गुरु माधुरी जी, प्लीज गो अहेड.
जय गुरुदेव भैया ये मैं फर्स्ट टाइम अभी लॉग इन हुई हूँ. मैं तो मेरा बहुत कुछ छूट गया है और थोड़ा मैं फैमिली, ये बच्चे छोटे तो मैं ध्यान से सुन भी नहीं पाती, तो उसके लिए मैं अपोलोजाइज भी करना चाह रही हूँ. और मैं बहुत मेरा रह गया था, बहुत सारा रह गया था अभी, और मैं बहुत ज्यादा परेशान थी. मैं गुरुजी से सारा दिन मैं यही सोच रही थी कि मैं किसी भी व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में नहीं हूँ, किसी में नहीं हूँ, मुझे कुछ भी पता नहीं क्या चल रहा है, क्या नहीं चल रहा है, कैसे होगा, और बहुत मूड ऑफ था. और इसीलिए मैंने सॉरी, आपने तो जो आपने समझाया है, जो अभी उसके बारे में आपने बात करने के लिए बोला है, बट मेरे से रहा नहीं गया, तो मैंने कहा कि मैं कम से कम ये बात मैं शेयर करूं भैया कि कैसे मैं मिल गई. बस मुझे यही लग रहा है. अभी मेरी सिचुएशन ये है कि मैं कुछ सुन भी नहीं पा रही थी बस, और मैं खाली बैठी हुई हूँ और मेरा मूड ऑफ है, कोई काम भी करने का मन नहीं कर रहा है. इसे मैं आलस बोलूं कि क्या बोलूं, समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि जब मूड ऑफ होता है तो कुछ करने का मन भी नहीं करता है, और हम सोचते हैं कि हम अलग थलग पड़ गए, अकेले पड़ गए, और मन करता है कि बस एक तो वही अपसेट होते हैं, तो फिर वो नॉलेज की बातें भी सुनने का मन नहीं करता है कि जाने दो, तुम तो इम्प्लीमेंट ही नहीं कर पा रहे हो, तुम तो कुछ कर ही नहीं पा रहे हो, तो क्या फायदा. तो इसीलिए, और मुझे एक चीज था भैया कि हमेशा मैं सोचती हूँ कि जब हमें कुछ करना है कि तो फिर वहां से भगवान कैसे सब कर रहे हैं, जो हमें ये हमेशा सोचना पड़ता है कि नहीं, याद दिलाना पड़ता है कि कर तो सब भगवान रहे हैं, और हम कर तो सब भगवान रहे हैं, और पर तो भी हमें ही करना पड़ रहा है. मतलब ये चीज ना बार बार अपने आप को याद दिलाती हूँ, अलग अलग वीडियो सुनती रहती हूँ कि ये कि हम एक भगवान के साथ जो हमारा कनेक्शन है कि हम उनसे अलग नहीं है, हम सेम ही है, पर हमारे भीतर भगवान रह के कार्य कर रहे हैं। तो बहुत ये चीज कभी कभी बहुत अभी आजकल पिछले 2-3 महीनों से मुझे ये चीज और परेशान कर रही है कि जब करना ही मुझे पड़ेगा और भगवान कर भी रहे हैं, तो ये चीज नहीं समझ में आ रही है मेरे भैया।
अपने आप को यहाँ पे व्यक्त किया, और जो भी परिस्थिति के बावजूद भी यदि आप यहाँ पे हो और अपना पूरा प्रयत्न यहाँ पे डाल रहे हो कि आप इससे बाहर निकलो, ये प्रयत्न इटसेल्फ इज वेरी वेरी अप्रिशिएटेड। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दैट डेक्लेरेशन। इसके बारे में थोड़ा डिटेल में बात करेंगे, देखते हैं क्या परिस्थिति है और जरूर इससे हम लोग कैसे बाहर निकल सकते हैं, उसके बारे में भी चर्चा करेंगे। देखो होता क्या है ना, हम लोगों को अभी लॉकडाउन का समय भी बाहर जाने को मिलता नहीं है। आपने जैसे बोला आप किसी व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में भी है नहीं, तो आप यही है कि ये जो सारा चीज है ना, तो दीज आर सम ऑफ द मोक्ष के 4 द्वारपाल है ना, उसमें ये वन ऑफ द द्वारपाल है। क्या है? साधु संगति। नो, इफ यू बी विद द कंपनी ऑफ द गुड पीपल, यू बी विद द कंपनी ऑफ द पीपल। अभी हम लोग मास्टर के साथ में रहना चाहते हैं, फिजिकली मास्टर के साथ में संगत में रहना संभव नहीं है, हर समय वो अपने पास हो नहीं सकते। बट देखो ना, उनके सारे लाल यहाँ पे है, अलग अलग जगह है, आपकी दृष्टि से देखो तो आपको भी जरूर कोई ना कोई मिल जाएगा। तो ऐसे लोगों के साथ आप रहना शुरू कर दो। देखो ना, अभी आज हमने 150वां ग्रुप ज्वाइन किया, आई मेडिटेट क्लब टीम, 50 से ज्यादा टीचर्स यहाँ पे हैं। 250 बोलते तो बोलने के लिए बोल रहा हूँ, देयर आर मेनी मेनी मोर, नो मोर देन 200-300 व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है अपने अलग अलग। वहां पे सब लोग मैं तो मैं अलग से एडमिन, उसको मॉडरेशन भी नहीं कर पाता, तो कई सारे एडमिन्स को भी यहाँ पे बोल दिया है कि भाई आप ही मॉडरेट करो, आप ही इसको देखो, इसको आगे बढ़ाओ। तो कई सारी चीजें हो रही है, चल रही है, नो आप भी उसका एक हिस्सा बन जाओ। वो छोटा सा एक अपना जो होता है ना, अपने शरीर को, अपने अस्तित्व को समर्पण कर दो, और फिर उससे बाद में जो करवाना है तो फिर करवाना कर लेगा। कैसे करवाता है, क्या करता है, क्या अड़चने आती है, सारी चीजें हम लोग देखेंगे, फिर विल सी एंड विल डील विथ इट। रोज रोज करने से होगा, है ना। आज जैसे आपने बोला पहली बार आप यहाँ पे आए, डेली कब, अच्छा एक फीलिंग जो था कि मैंने बहुत कुछ मिस कर दिया, कुछ आपने मिस नहीं किया। आप यहाँ पे आज का यहाँ पे होना इटसेल्फ इज एन इंडिकेशन। सब कुछ है, ये सारा यूट्यूब पे अवेलेबल है राइट नाउ। ऑल्सो वी आर रिकॉर्डिंग दिस, we are going to upload this on YouTube. We are also live on the Facebook, ये Facebook पे भी रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है, सारे पुराने सारे सत्र, है ना। आज 132वां सत्र है, सब कुछ अवेलेबल है। सब कुछ अवेलेबल है, मैं अवेलेबल हूँ एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम। जब भी आपको बात करने का मन करे आप बात कर सकते हैं, विल सी टू इट। बट डिस्पाइट ऑफ सच ए सिचुएशन, यदि आप अपने आप को यहाँ पे व्यक्त कर पाए हो, दैट इटसेल्फ इज वेरी करेजियस, दैट इटसेल्फ इज रियली अप्रिशिएट, एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दैट। और कोई अपने आप को यहाँ पे व्यक्त करना चाहता है, जरूर अपने आप को अनम्यूट करके यहाँ पे बात कर सकते हैं।
हेलो जय गुरुदेव।
हाँ जय गुरुदेव, सविता जी बोलिए।
ये ऐसा कहते हैं कि जब अपनी अपनी स्थिति में जब हम स्थित हो जाते हैं इस माया से परे, तो ये अस्तित्व भी हमारा भ्रांति जैसा अभिव्यक्त होता है।
हाँ तो ठीक है, भ्रांति है, आपका अस्तित्व वैसे भी भ्रांति है, तो ठीक है, ये प्रतीत होने लगा है तो यस।
ओके, ये ऐसा है कि अस्तित्व ही मतलब जो अस्तित्व जो उत्पत्ति है वही भ्रांति है।
बिल्कुल सच है, उत्पत्ति बिल्कुल भ्रांति है।
अच्छा, हम लोग इतने दिनों से जो सीक्वेंस से चल रहे हैं तो इतने दूर तक पहुंचे तो ये पता चला कि उत्पत्ति से लेके अभी तक जो भी क्रम चला है, पता चल रहा है कि जो उत्पत्ति है वही भ्रांति है। अब इसके आगे कहाँ जाना है?
हाँ, तो देखो ना, ये सब कुछ ऐसा लग रहा है कि मैंने कुछ तो जान लिया। रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में जाओ, काम क्रोध लोभ मद मोह मत्सर विषय के प्रति जो अपना अट्रैक्शन रहता है, वो दुख, सारी जो चीजें विकार जो चलते रहते हैं, देखो उससे मुक्ति मिली क्या, फ्रीडम मिला क्या? देखो, जाके देखो अपने आप को। सारी सारी परीक्षाएं जो रहती है ना, सारी परीक्षाएं यहाँ पे नियति में उपलब्ध है। वो आपको बार बार टेस्ट करेगी। जाओ अपनी टेस्टिंग दो, एग्जाम दो अपनी, फाइंड आउट करो। और लगता है कि फिर ठीक, अभी और कुछ करना बाकी तो फिर करो उसको भी। और लगता है कि नहीं, करने लायक कोई चीज नहीं है, तो भी ठीक है। एक्चुअली सब कुछ करके नहीं, ये पतंजलि महर्षि न्यू ऑल दिस थिंग्स, यू नो, कि पतंजलि महर्षि ने बताया कि देयर आर 9 ऑब्स्टेकल्स दैट वन विल फेस ऑन दिस पाथ ऑफ योगा। और उसमें से आखिरी के जो दो है, वो एक पहला है अलब्ध भूमिकत्व है, अनावस्थित तत्व। अलब्ध भूमिकत्व, अनावस्थित तत्व माने क्या? जो अलब्ध भूमिकत्व में कुछ प्राप्त नहीं कर रहे, कि मैंने इतना 10 साल से 20 साल से साधना कर लिया, कुछ प्राप्त नहीं हो रहा है। कुछ ये सब साधना सेवा सत्संग जो कुछ भी चल रहा है, ज्ञान चल रहा है, कुछ प्राप्त करने के लिए नहीं चल रहा है। प्राप्त ना करने के लिए जो प्राप्त कर्म बन चुके हैं पहले, उन संचित करने को, वो बैंक बैलेंस को जीरो करना है, मिटाना है। और नया बैंक बैलेंस बनाना नहीं है, ना पुण्य का ना पाप का ना कर्म, कुछ भी नहीं, कर्म ही नहीं करने, इंप्रेशन ही नहीं बनने देने चित्त के ऊपर, तो मुक्त हो जाओगे, उस क्षण ही मुक्त हो जाओगे। कुछ नया इंप्रेशन बनाना ही नहीं है। तो नया, तो इतने साल की तपस्या करके कुछ प्राप्त क्या किया बोलोगे? तो प्राप्त तो कुछ नहीं करना है। तो जो प्राप्त करना कुछ नहीं रहेगा, तो अपने आप में स्थित हो जाओगे। अपने आप में स्थित हो जाओगे तो सब कुछ आपके पास ही है, ज्ञान भी आपके पास ही है। प्रेम शांति आनंद ज्ञान, आप ही तो ज्ञान हो। प्राप्त क्या करोगे? यू आर नॉलेज, यू आर लव, यू आर, वो उसका अनुभव लेना, हर क्षण उसका। आपको लगता है कि हम लोग यहाँ पे आके बैठे, हम लोग बड़े ज्ञानी है, हमारा अंदर ज्ञान है, अरे जस्ट सरेंडर कर दो गुरुदेव को, वो इस बॉडी से जो बुलाना है बुलवा लेते। प्रार्थना भी यही करते हैं। वो जिनको जो करना है, तो वो सारा ज्ञान अंदर ही छुपा हुआ है, वो जस्ट उसको समर्पण करके वो आवाहन करो, वो वाणी में आ जाता है। आप कुछ प्राप्त नहीं करना है, हाँ छोड़ना है, जो इग्नोरेंस है उसको छोड़ना है, अंधकार को छोड़ना है, अज्ञान को छोड़ना है। बचेगा फिर क्या? ज्ञान ही बचेगा अपने आप। जो बचेगा वही ज्ञान है। तो इतना सब कुछ करके क्या किया? प्राप्त क्या किया? कुछ नया कुछ प्राप्त नहीं किया, बस अवेयर हो गए कि आप मेरे पास ही है सब कुछ। तो जो आप बोल रहे हो ना, इतना सब कुछ जो किया, तो पता चला कि यार ये वर्ल्ड ही अनरियल है, तो फिर जाना क्या? तो फिर समझा क्या? अनुभव क्या आया? तो बोले सब कुछ तो तुम ही हो, तुम ही तो रचयिता हो, तुम ही तो ब्रह्मांड के ब्रह्मदेव, तुम ही तो शिव हो। अब शिव प्राप्त हो गए, ब्रह्म प्राप्त हो गए, तुम्हें खुद शिव बन गए। और क्या चाहिए? मतलब और क्या चाहिए? इसके अलावा और कोई किसी को क्या दे सकता है बताओ? ईश्वरत्व को प्राप्त कर ली, भगवान का फवारा बन गए, ज्ञान के फवारे बन गए। पराकुष्टि का जो बोलते प्रेम का पिनाकल होता है, वो भक्ति होता है। तो तुम यहाँ पे तो बिल्कुल तुम ही भक्ति तुम आ गए, तुम ही कृष्ण बन गए, बुद्ध बन गए, जीसस बन गए। और क्या प्राप्त करना है बताओ? तो कुछ है ही नहीं, और किस चीज को प्राप्त करोगे इसको छोड़ के? जो गुरुदेव को एक एजीएम में प्रश्न पूछा था ना, तो उसमें पूछा था कि त्याग के बारे में, तो बोलते मैं त्यागी नहीं हूँ, तुम महात्यागी हो बोले। सबको बोलते जिसका त्याग नहीं करना चाहिए उसका त्याग करके बैठे हो, बाकी सब चीजों में चल रहा है सब कुछ। बोलते बोलते उस तत्व को, आत्म तत्व को छोड़ दिया है, उसका त्याग करके बोलते सबसे बड़े महात्यागी तो तुम हो, तुमको ही मेरा नंबर। बोलते इसी को त्याग कर दिया तुमने, जिसको जिसको पकड़ के बैठना था उसको त्याग कर दिया, बाकी सब आजू बाजू के अनरियल वर्ल्ड में घूम रहे इधर उधर, उन छोटी छोटी चीज। तो तुम ही सबसे बड़े महात्यागी हो। कर रही है सविता जी, प्राप्त करने के लिए कुछ नहीं है यहाँ पे। इस जगत में प्राप्त करने लायक कुछ भी नहीं है, और जो आप हो उसके सामने जो कुछ भी प्राप्त करने लायक है वो तुच्छ है, नग्न नहीं है, उसकी कोई कौड़ी की कीमत भी नहीं है उसकी, तुच्छ। आप जो हो उसके सामने तुच्छ है, जो भी प्राप्त होगा तुच्छ है। तो छोड़ो, फिर छोड़ के मुक्त हो जाओ। प्राप्ति करना है, समथिंग नहीं, कुछ नहीं मिलेगा। क्या तैयार हो कुछ ना पाने के लिए? क्या आप तैयार हो सब कुछ छोड़ने के लिए? क्या आप तैयार हो अपने क्यों को छोड़ने के लिए? क्या तैयार हो कब मिलेगा एनलाइटनमेंट उसको छोड़ने के लिए? क्या तैयार हो उस व्हाई, व्हेन, वेयर, व्हाट विल आई गेट आफ्टर डूइंग दिस? क्या मिलेगा? क्या आप तैयार हो वो छोड़ने के लिए? There is a very beautiful story that goes into Narad Bhakti Sutta. Now there is this Narad Muni goes and he gets that there is this gentleman who has been doing tapascharya from so many years, and then Narada goes and he says, wow, now that God is really happy with you, now you will become enlightened after 3 lifetime. You will become, or say let's say 3 years, after 3 years you'll become enlightened. After 3 lifetime will you become enlightened. That thing he just drops everything. सब कुछ छोड़ देता है वो, बोलता है क्या मैंने इतने सारे किया, इतने सारे प्रयत्न किया, मुझे और 3 जन्म लेने पड़ेंगे इसके लिए? छोड़ो बोलते ये सब, ये बकवास है। तो नारद मुनि goes to, there is another boy, small little boy, he goes and tells that that God has sent a message to you, that you look at that one particular tree there, how many leaves are there, that many lifetimes you have to come back here again and you will become mukta. That little boy start dancing. तो पागलों के बात ही वो नृत्य करने लगता है वहां पे। तो जो नारद मुनि पूछते भाई हो क्या गया तेरे को? तो मैंने तो तुझे कुछ और बताया, तुम why you are dancing like this? He said that the God is so kind. See how many trees are there in this world? He could have said more trees, 1 tree, 2 tree, millions of trees, but he is so kind, he just said only 1 tree. And all the leaves which are there on that tree, only that many lifetimes, and there is an assurance after that I am going to be liberated. मुक्त कहते हैं उसी क्षण मुक्त हो गया हो, उसी क्षण लिबरेट. That faith, that patience, that भगीरथ प्रयत्न, that thing, that commitment, वो इंटेंसिटी किसी को फेंक दो पानी में और तैरना नहीं आता तो कैसे तैरेगा वो? अपने आप को बचाने के लिए कैसे प्रयत्न करेगा? ऐसे प्रयत्नों से पीछे पड़ जाना, फिर उस अपने आप का अनुभव कैसे नहीं आएगा? और बोलते इतना भी नहीं, बोलते इतने भगीरथ प्रयत्न गुरुदेव तो बड़े अनायास दे देते हैं, ध्यान कराते तो उसका अनुभव हो जाता है, सुदर्शन क्रिया करते तो उसका अनुभव हो जाता है। प्रयत्न कहाँ पे आवश्यक है पता है? प्रयत्न आवश्यक है कि वो जो 24/7 वाला चक्कर है ना, गुरुदेव ने आपको मुक्त मोक्षता का अनुभव तो करा ही दिया है। इस दुनिया में से कोई नहीं है जिन्होंने आत्मा का कोर्स किया उनको मुक्ति या मोक्ष का अनुभव। गुरुदेव तो बोलते भी है, बार बार बोलते हैं, बोले हो छोटे सा आप 4-5 घंटे से आप गाड़ी में बैठे हो, आपको पी करने को नहीं मिलेगा, उसके बाद में जाके आप यू पास ऑन योर यूरिन एंड जो फीलिंग आता है बोलते वही तो मुक्ति है। मोक्ष कोई और चीज नहीं है अलग से, किसी और चिड़िया का नाम नहीं है, ऐसे बड़ा ये नहीं है, बोले यही मुक्ति है, यही मोक्ष है। तो उसका अनुभव तो तुम लेते हो, प्रॉब्लम होता है कि उसको बरकरार नहीं रख पाते हो। वो बरकरार रखने के लिए 24/7 रखने के लिए ये सारा ये भगीरथ प्रयत्न उसके लिए, कि हर क्षण, हर समय, हर कण में, क्षण में यदि आप अपने आप को मुक्त पाओ तो फिर एनलाइटन ही है। फिर कुछ पाने की चीज नहीं है, प्राप्त करना नहीं है, सब कुछ छोड़ना पड़ेगा तो आएगा। फिर एक्शंस छोड़ने की आवश्यकता नहीं है, सारे कर्म को तो छोड़ना पड़ेगा, एक्शंस को, क्रियाओं को छोड़ नहीं सकते। आप खाना नहीं खाओगे, खाना पीना नहीं करोगे, आप टॉयलेट नहीं जाओगे, यूरिन नहीं पास कर सकते, क्रिया कैसे कोई इंसान छोड़ सकता है? लेकिन वह सारा करते समय कर्म करने छोड़ सकता है, कोई इंप्रेशन से नहीं बनने ये फिर मुक्त है। तो ये प्रक्रिया उससे गुजर रहे हम लोग, और वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस मॉडल, बट ये बात यस व्हाट डू से ओके, जस्ट कॉन्टेम्पलेट ऑफ दिस, इसके ऊपर सोचो, विचार करो। यही तो है वाचन, श्रवण, मनन, चिंतन, मंथन, निधिध्यासा। अपने जीवन में प्रैक्टिस निधिध्यास, बार बार रिमाइंड योरसेल्फ. So unreal world, remind yourself, I am the one, that thing, that omnipresent, that Atman Chaitanya. I don't know who I am, but just I am that being. Just be. Not even I also. Just be. Okay, with that, we'll take a pause here. Jai Gurudev.